Have we seen a picture of this Kai person? I think they look the type to be diagnosed with bipolar, if I remember correctly.
The victim stated the suspect broke up with her because of a misunderstanding. The suspect believes he is a werewolf.
Bro, it's in the police report. No way, that's crazy.
The suspect told the victim a Leviathan is an evil being. The suspect also believes he changes forms and has a group of people following him. The suspect then pulled her shirt off. The victim told the suspect, "I don't want this to happen." W. Riz. I'm okay. I gotta stop. I'm sorry. It's not. He grabs her neck and says, "If you don't stop resisting, I'm gonna kill you." After the victim, after the incident,
what's he doing a voice?
The suspect.
So basically, there's someone called MamaMax. MamaMax does this. He's like an anti-pred hunter. He's an anti-pred guy. And he's done a bunch of these kind of like exposés and talked about it and talked about Preds on the internet and blah, blah, blah. He's got a very funny style about him. He calls himself Max Striker now. He speaks like this. I'm Max Striker and I don't like predators and all this kind of thing. He released a video recently about someone called Camden Gerard Davis. Leviathans are coming for you. And he basically said that there's these people that have come forward with these kind of allegations. These allegations against this guy called Camden Gerard Davis. There's a series of videos that are on my channel where you can go and kind of catch up on what's happened, you know, if you haven't done so already. Now, apparently, according to this stream here, there was some doubt as to whether or not there was actually a police report even filed in relation to these crimes that were alleged. And someone called Colton has been trying to track down these police records and so far has failed to do so. However, now they've managed to track down the police report, and I believe this stream is them going over the police report, which I think is a pretty impressive feat. So I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see what their situation is. They've redacted all personal information, so you know I think we're good to watch this without any issues. But let's see. So this person is Kai. So the other person is Spencer. The big person is Spencer. Kai claimed that they'd made a report and a rape kit had been submitted too. So I guess this police report's going to get into it. Why didn't MamaMax do this? Good question. Because he wanted to make a flashy video about cults.
Here we go. You guys like this so far, chat? You like this? This is so fucking stupid. This is so Cades. I should have just given the fucking pictures to someone else and let them stream it. I hate this anyways.
True. Give it to me.
Alright. So we got the
So
report
look, original report
I
rate.
can't fucking do this. I'm sorry, I can't fucking do this. Like, is it... Can I save the... Okay, hold on. Bear with me. Let me try to add something here.
Just from 2017.
Image, here we go. I'm sorry.
His hands are cold. Come on.
You know if there's
What's
it's
your
legit
problem?
because there's a case number on it. I don't know. Like it looks legit. From Kiwi Farms just posted it. It's Kiwi here. Phone. How's that? Here we go. When I asked Gwinnett County,
Okay, we go. He's getting into it now.
So I asked them for the reports, and they didn't. They said they couldn't give me any because it involved a minor. However, on this report, it says she wasn't a minor. And when you look through the report, there's another instance that it looks like she reported of her being assaulted as a child that's unrelated to Camden. So we still don't know the pedophile angle. We don't know how we don't know how there are any minors because I know Kai's birthday, and she was the exact same, like within a year of Camden. So there's nothing like that going on. This is just like a straight rape incident one time. That's what. I'm sorry if it sounds like I'm downplaying it. I'm not meaning to. It's not. It's just a rape. But
Okay, so this Kai person apparently wasn't underage when it happened, and it's just an alleged rape then.
All right, so
okay.
This is the whole thing. So Kai, obviously Georgia, and then go down a bit. Arrest made. There was no arrest made. Let me fucking zoom in a bit more. All right, so now we get to the meat and potatoes. So on the bottom it says, on May 26th, so this is the officer's point of view, obviously. No arrest made. On May 26, 2017, I was assigned this case as an off-duty call-out. Officer Timms transported the victim to Northeast Hospital in Hall County for a sexual assault exam. After the exam, I met the victim, Kai Victimson, and her mother. I'm not getting creative. At headquarters for interviews. Interview with the mom. I interviewed her mom at headquarters. The interview was audio and video recorded. Her mom lives in somewhere. We don't need to know. The victim recently moved in with her mom.
No, her name is not Victimson. That's their other name, real name, I guess, and they're just calling them Victimson as like a meme surname.
Prior to that, the victim was living somewhere else. The victim was also in a group home from 15 to 17 years of age. So around up until this point, they would have been like around the 18-year mark at like high school. High school context, of course. Her mom stated there are allegations. I should probably reduce my thing to my video.
Yes, please. Thank you. Jesus.
Look at how small I am. That's good. Fucking all right. Her mom did not ask the victim any questions about the incident, so she would not influence the victim's testimony. The week of the incident, the victim was house sitting for her grandparents. The victim had some disciplinary issues, such as running away and skipping school. I don't care. The victim is diagnosed bipolar and
Diagnosed bipolar. Uh-oh. Have we seen a picture of this Kai person? I think they look the type to be diagnosed with bipolar, if I remember correctly.
Is aggressive when she's off her medication. The victim can be manipulative. So already we're setting up a character profile. Kai's not trustworthy. The victim does not have a history of hallucinating or believing anything has happened to her when she is off her medication. Mother stated suspect's name is Camden. And look, the officer didn't even spell it right, so don't get mad at me. The fucking police can't even get his name right. Black male, medium skin, short hair. The suspect started rumors about the victim at their high school. I didn't bother censoring that because they're not there anymore. The suspect started rumors that started the rumors because she was going to break up with him. So it sounds like she was sort of not like she was breaking. Although this is what's confusing about this report. Later on, we learned they broke up 2 times. The assault happened after the second time, allegedly. So they don't state which breakup this was. Unless Kai never mentioned 2 breakups, and that was only not Spencer. Fuck, Camden. The suspect spread rumors about the victim sleeping with someone else. So according to Kai, Camden was spreading rumors about her sleeping with other people because he found out that she was going to break up with him. The victim and the suspect's relationship was not a good one, according to their mom. All right, so now we go over to the second one. Now this one's going to be a bitch to show because it's so fucking much. All right, we can do this, chat. We can do this. All right, so second one. Interview with the victim. I interviewed the victim at headquarters. The interview was audio and video recorded. The victim stated the incident occurred at somewhere. The suspect's name is Camden Davis. The suspect and the victim speak over Snapchat.
Yeah, honestly, my eyes are starting to hurt. This Colton should just make it bigger. Honestly, Colton's best bet is just to release this to interested parties with the redactions, obviously.
Can we stop the fucking grooming stuff over Snapchat? How many people are gonna get victimized over Snapchat? Like, can we just nuke that app into fucking space? All right, this is looking sketchy. The victim deleted all messages from her phone because she did not want any contact with him after the incident happened. Like, okay, so now all the messages are gone. We don't know what was in them.
Okay, so straight away from this, like, this is the police. Is it? Have you got a link to that? I thought Colton had got hold of this, no?
The suspect and victim started dating in December 2014 for about 1 month. They broke up and started dating again last year last year being 2016. Around April and broke up in August. The first time they dated the suspect was caring and loving. The first breakup was mutual. The second time they started dating, he was dating another girl at the same time. The relationship was consensual between all 3 people. So we're starting... Okay, so I guess this is the makings of the cult. I don't know. The suspect was aggressive during the second relationship. The victim described the suspect behavior as snappy, which I don't know what that means. The couple had consensual sex twice during the second relationship. The second time they broke up was because of the suspect. The victim stated the suspect broke up with her because of a misunderstanding. The suspect believes he is a werewolf.
Bro, it's in the police report. No way. That's crazy.
See, like, now we just took a turn into what the fuck. Come on, real. Okay. The suspect believed that the victim was a Leviathan, and she was trying to kill him, which seems bizarre. I don't know why he'd be in a relationship with her. The suspect told the victim a Leviathan is an evil being. The suspect also believes he changes forms and has a group of people following him, who also believe they can change forms.
Bro, imagine telling this to a police officer, man. This is nuts. Is this really relevant to the interest of the police? Surely it should just be, oh, this person did X, Y, and Z to me. Boom, there we go. That's the crime. Like, this is all, none of this is a crime, is it? This is just weird, cringe, fucking Twilight tier shit.
The group is called the Archaic Moon Pack. The Archaic Moon Pack, ladies and gentlemen. The suspect has around 50 to 60 people following him. So that doesn't match up with what Spencer said about hundreds. And then here's another thing. Wasn't Spencer, let me fix this. Wasn't Spencer saying she was like the main bitch, but now it seems like Kai is, or Kai mentions a third person. But we know Spencer's real name, and I don't show the other girl's real name in this, but it is not Spencer. It's someone else. Which I believe they've referenced before, but I could be totally wrong. So, yeah, Tipster thrives on maybe this is like...
Yeah, is this really a case of police incompetence, or is it police like having doubts about what's going on because of the sheer insanity of the story that's being told? You know, if you're a police officer and you've got about fucking 20 different things going on, like stuff like this has got a lot of weird, like kind of esoteric shit mixed in. You might be a bit like, okay, well, I don't really, you know, they're always going to write down what happened and do their due diligence that way. And I guess the rape kit maybe would be part of it. Maybe there's a criticism there if they haven't apparently dealt with that correctly. But this narrative, you know, this is like what I was saying about MamaMax's videos. The narrative is so confusing and perplexing. It's very difficult to engage with. So obviously you're going to be a bit resistant to, like, you know, be on top of it. Oh, I'll get right. Wait, you're telling me there's some werewolf guy and he's got some weird thing and there's Leviathans involved? I'll get right on that for you. It's like the ramblings of a schizo.
Like race swap tipster in blackface. Okay, the suspect mainly uses Kick, which obviously the officer spelled it wrong, so I doubt he'd know. Okay,
Yeah, that's Kick, the messaging app, KIK.
Cover the text again. I just meant to do that. There we go. Good boy. Kick to chat with the group. The group also has a Facebook account called the Guild of Divinity. The suspect is known as Cade Diamond within the group. The victim and the suspect started hanging out again after homecoming in October of 2016. They would hang out with other people and by themselves, but it was in a public place. The night of the incident, the suspect stated he wanted to see the victim. The victim was house sitting for her grandmother by herself, and invited the suspect over to hang out. The victim voluntarily allowed the suspect in the house. The suspect came over to...
They say never let vampires into the house. I guess the same is true of werewolves too.
...to the house around 8:30 p.m. They sat in the house and watched movies for about an hour. Oh my god, fuck, this sounds like me. Oh god. Oh, fuck. I don't like this. This is like my Discord strategy. Fuck! At 9:30 p.m., the suspect wanted to talk with the victim about her part in the Archaic Moon Pack. I also have an Archaic Moon Pack. Fuck. The suspect wanted the victim to be a Grim Wolf. Alright, let me...
Bro! What is going on in this thing? What's with all these details? This is very perplexing and confusing to it. It's very difficult to attend to this because of how weird it is. Just say the fucking key facts of what happened to the copper. Why are you going into all this weird werewolf shit? It sounds like a tall tale.
There we go. Alright. We're getting grim now, boys. The Grim Wolf is supposed to guide souls. Let me... Should I read audiobooks? I want to read an audio, like a children's book about a werewolf. As the conversation continued, the victim stated she did not want to talk about the group with the suspect.
Well, someone said earlier, I don't know what the truth of it is, but I'm presuming that when the police do this kind of thing, they just note down whatever's discussed, right? They just note down everything, so they've got a record of it. And it's maybe in some cases it's going to be kind of it's going to be victim led or something. I don't know, but you know, obviously the cop just wants to get as much information as possible so they can figure out what to do. But then if all of it is this crazy schizoid shit and not just facts of the matter, like I can imagine a police officer kind of doubting what's going on and thinking it's just like weird high school tier stuff, you know?
The suspect did not seem bothered by the fact the victim did not want to talk. Wait. Oh, the victim and the suspect were sitting on the same couch but separated by cup holders. Around 10:30 p.m., the victim realized she needed to go upstairs and charge her cell phone. The suspect followed the victim. Once they got upstairs, the suspect began to get aggressive and snappy. See, I don't know what that means, snappy. Like, what the fuck? Like, okay, does snappy mean, like, have sex with me, have sex with me? He's, like, snapping in her face. I can't do it in the gloves. He's like, have sex with me, like fucking Zoidberg, like, doing his mating call, mating ritual. Then...
No. Snappy just means short-tempered. It just means, like, short-tempered, you know, like, what is it? Like, you might say, oh, hey, do you want to go upstairs? That's, like, a normal way to do it. Or you might be, go upstairs with me right now. That would be, like, a snappy way of doing it, right? That's what I'm guessing it means.
Then the victim... Hold on. Okay, this is where it gets pretty bad. The suspect started to edge the victim... Whoa. Oh, closer to the bed. Okay. The suspect asked the victim multiple times, do you trust me? Do you trust me? Captain America moment. The victim told the suspect she did trust him because he was a close friend. The suspect told the victim to close her eyes and pushed her onto the bed. Once the victim was on the bed, the suspect took the victim's pants off as she was falling onto the bed. So he pulled some like fucking kung fu move. The victim was not wearing any underwear. The suspect climbed on top of the victim and sat on her hips. With one hand, the suspect held the victim's arms above her head, and with the other hand, he took his pants off. The suspect then pulled her shirt off. The victim told the suspect, "I don't want this to happen." W. Riz. I'm okay. I gotta stop. I'm sorry. It's not.
I mean, you know, this is one of those situations. I think the fact they went to the police lends it more credibility than if they hadn't. Sure. I mean, I don't know what the procedure would be for this exactly, but presumably if they've reported a rape happening, they would take some action to look into it. Obviously, it is true that, you know, rapes are not always taken through to their conclusion for various different kind of reasons. But if there was a rape kit, I mean, what happened with that, I guess, would be the question.
Working. The suspect was then able to penetrate the victim. Jesus. The victim could not move, screaming and crying, telling the suspect to get off of her. The suspect choked the victim and said, "If you don't quit moving, I'm going to kill you and finish off with your dead body." At one point, the suspect tried kissing the victim again, but she moved, and the suspect stated, "What's wrong? Don't I taste good?" The suspect finished. The victim went straight for her clothes while the
Also, I do wonder as well, like, this is difficult because I don't fucking know what the police procedure is and how it would work. But if you report a rape, in the midst of that, you're talking about all this other other material that is not related to it, and it's just a bit confusing. Like, is that gonna influence the police officer's willingness to like take it further and look into it? I don't really know, but I could definitely imagine an overworked police officer getting a story of rape alongside all of this other information and not really thinking to pursue further because it sounds far-fetched, or there's other details that seem a bit far-fetched that you're not really. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know. It just seems like such a big mistake when something terrible has allegedly happened. Exactly, like it muddies the water, doesn't it? It just muddies the water, and that stuff is kind of irrelevant to the matter at hand. What matters is, what is the crime that's been committed? Well, the crime is this person raped me, and this is how it happened. This is what the situation was. Right?
The suspect backed off and stated it was not him, it was someone else. The suspect would not let the victim leave her room for about an hour after the incident. The suspect kept trying to convince the victim that he was possessed when the incident happened. The victim was able to get out of her room and told the suspect he needed to leave. Around 1:30 a.m., the suspect called an Uber and left the house. The victim stated the suspect did not have a condom on. The incident lasted about 30 minutes. This is an important detail as to why I have my own conclusion. Remember that. Lasted about 30 minutes. At one point, the suspect is able to flip the victim over so she is facing the bed with her knees underneath her. Suspect holds the victim down by the back of her... Gee, this is sick. The L rape guys. The suspect is able to flip the victim back onto her back by grabbing her left side and flips the victim over. The cop writes this so confusing. When the suspect flips the victim back over and grabs her neck, he grabs her neck and says, "If you don't stop resisting, I'm gonna kill you." After the incident
What's he doing a voice?
The suspect walked out of the room and got dressed in the hallway. After the suspect got dressed, he went back into the victim's room. The suspect stated, "I'm sorry, I don't know what happened." The victim told the suspect to leave, but he said, "I can't leave you like this." The suspect stated that it was not him. Okay, then we go to the next page. What do we like in chat? Or what do we think in chat? Sorry, we like this so far?
Dude, this Colton guy is a fucking liability. Do we like this so? So, what do you reckon, chat? Do you like this this brutal account of an alleged rape that happened? What is there to like exactly, bro?
All right, this one I had to redact a fuck ton. Okay. Okay. Now this next one. So starting, it's a follow through. So suspect stated it was not him that did it. So we're not on this one, but an apparition that came to him and had his face. That was weird. The suspect was pacing around the room for the hour after the incident. Every time the victim tried to leave the room, the suspect would stand in front of the door and push the victim back. Finally, the suspect was able to calm down enough to let the victim out of her room. After the suspect left, the victim called blank, her best friend, and told him what happened. The victim then tells me the suspect may have been jealous of her and her best friend because the victim and her Kai and her best friend had made out the day before. While the victim was at her, which I don't know how Camden would have known about that. While the victim was at her best friend's house, the suspect called the victim and heard her best friend's voice in the background. The suspect told the victim he was happy for her. The victim also told her friend, so another of Kai's friends, who I blur out the real name, the nickname was Slayton. That's wonderful. We're in a vampire story, and one of the main characters' names is Slayton. Currently lives, and he lives in Texas. That's even better. It's like fucking Van Helsing. The victim and Slayton talked over Kik, which again, misspelled K-I-K. This is not the streaming service. It's 2017. The victim told Slayton what happened at 11:44 p.m. while the victim was still at her house. While talking with Slayton, the victim stated she believes the suspect did this because he was upset about the victim and her best friend. Okay, interview with the suspect. Now we got Camden's side of the story. So that was what Kai said happened. Now we got Camden's side of the story. On July 12th.
Okay. So if we were to accept what was stated was true, then yeah, this Camden guy raped her, but these allegations of pedo stuff, based on what he's saying at least, doesn't seem to have any merit based on this police report, right? So unless there's something we've not seen yet, this narrative that MamaMax has crafted, that this Camden guy is some sort of predator, child predator, doesn't really seem to stack up, as I say, unless there's some other information beyond just testimony that we can look at, right? So, yeah. Based on the police report, he's been accused of rape of someone that's, I believe, 18, right?
2017. I contacted the suspect by phone. The interview was audio recorded. The suspect was unable to meet with me and did not know when he could meet with me. Which is kind of bizarre. Like, okay. I asked the suspect if he would like to talk with me over the phone. He said yes. I explained to the suspect that I was investigating an incident that occurred at the victim's home on May 26, 2017. Sorry. The suspect stated that he was last at the victim's home May 25th to drop off a car charger. While he was there, he did not go inside, but the victim asked him if he wanted something to drink. The suspect did get something to drink from the victim, but did not stay long. I explained to the suspect that there was an allegation for the victim. This is where it gets crazy. The victim being forced to do something against her will. The suspect asked me if the victim had gotten a rape kit done. I had not mentioned the incident involved rape.
Oh! Yo! Oh, guilty conscience! God, that's a classic thing, isn't it? That's classic police strategy. You know, it's like when it's like, you know, the police officer's talking in generalities, and then the suspect says, "Was Sandra okay?" And they go, "I never mentioned anyone called Sandra. You're under arrest!" Right? Classic blunder. Classic blunder.
It's kind of Jover. Like, okay, that's obviously not concrete, but like, if you're leading a cult, right, and you're like leading this archaic moon wolf pack,
You're nicked,
and you're being accused of having done something to someone against their will. Your first thought is, has she gotten a rape kit done? Like, already you believe that it's about rape. Like, certainly. Like, chat, isn't that a red flag? The suspect stated he knew what I was talking about when I stated the victim was forced to do something against her will. So he knows. The suspect stated it was not possible because he never went in the victim's house. Okay. Now this is another inconsistency I just now realized. So he says he never went into Kai's house, either of the dates. Either the date she said that he went there, or the date he says he went there, which is, it's one day apart. I went through the story for the suspect, which was told to me by the victim. The suspect stated that none of what the victim said was true. The suspect said he had gotten off work the night of the incident and went to the victim's house with his girlfriend to drop off the phone charger. Okay, so the night of the incident. This is confusing. The night of the incident. Does that mean May 25th or 26th, or they each got a day wrong? See, okay, now this is the cop's fault. Like, what? That should have been worded better. Like, am I wrong for thinking that? Okay, so he had gotten off work the night of the incident and went to the victim's house with his girlfriend to drop off the phone charger. Now remember this. He says he got off work the night that, either night that this happened. May 25th or 26th. Doesn't matter, as we'll see later. The suspect did not have anything else to say, but he did agree to meet with me at headquarters on July 13th, 2017. The suspect called me back and stated he didn't realize what day I was referring to, but he remembered he had been at his friend's house the night of the incident. This is another friend, so his best friend, another name. The suspect gave me the friend's number to follow up. Interview with, and now he interviews the boss. Because remember, this is a big, I think this is a smoking gun for Camden. Camden says he got off work the night of the incident. Okay? So
Ooh.
the cop interviewed his boss. Interview with the suspect's boss. The interview was audio recorded. The boss stated the suspect had been working at, okay, I should have blurred that, but I hope he doesn't work there anymore since the end of May. She stated, per her documentation, the suspect was not at work May 26, 2017. Okay, so when he says the incident, he was referring to 26th. The suspect had only worked on May 23rd. So neither 25th or 26th. Camden lied. Camden said he got off work that night. And the boss says, no, it didn't happen. So already things are looking horrible for Camden. And what it seems like is Kai just got one day wrong on her side of the story. I mean, you can feel free to make up your own conclusions, but that's what it seems like if we're trying to focus beam on the center of everyone's spider web of a fucking story. Alright, so then there's a bit, the boss stated she knew the suspect's mother, but did not know the suspect very well. She stated the suspect had been working for her the last couple of months and has never been late to work and has never been a problem. The people the suspect takes care of like him. The boss did not know anything about the archaic wolf pack or any hobbies the suspect had.
He asked the boss about the wolf pack shit, man. Jesus Christ. Hey, yeah, we're looking into reports that your employee runs a wolf pack and he's the alpha wolf of the situation. Any insight into that, bro?
Okay. Now we get interview with, who is it? This is interview with his friend. So now interview with Camden's friend, who, this is the alibi who says, but this is another thing. So Camden says that his friend, he went to his friend's house for one night, stayed there the whole night. But he said that after calling the cop back. Camden called the cop back and said, wait, I just remembered I stayed with my friend that night. So that's interesting. So then we look at what his friend says. I called the friend. The conversation was audio recorded. The suspect had called the friend via Facebook after our initial conversation. They had a conversation over the Facebook phone option. The friend told me the suspect had stayed at his house on May 26th because he had nowhere to stay that night. The suspect's girlfriend had dropped him off at the house. Okay. The suspect had arrived at his house at around 6 p.m. They never left the house, and the suspect left the following morning around 10 a.m. Okay. So that's what his friend claims on the night, okay? And again, if Kai misremembered by a day and this all happened on the 25th, then fucking Camden then Camden could have gone on the 26th to his friend's house, and that would have been, that would have been an alibi because she got one day wrong. But there's something else that's inconsistent here. Interview with the suspect. So then he goes back to fucking...
Bro, this is so confusing.
I just realized, I'm sorry, I should have shown the rest of it. But here's the rest of it on screen. I'm sorry, I fucked up, but there it is. So if you're paying attention to what I said, I hope you were. Now we go to the last page. Alright, great, this is full page. So... interview, he goes back to Camden, Camden goes in person now, on July 13th, 2017, so this is the day that this report was closed. I interviewed the suspect at Gwinnett County headquarters. The interview was audio and video recorded. I read the suspect his Miranda rights and asked if he understood them. He stated yes. Could you imagine if Camden just said no, and they just interviewed him anyways? The suspect...
Okay, right. So, remember, by the way, the reasoning to come forward with this, and MamaMax to make his videos, is the idea that the police were useless. That was his whole argument. Where it seems pretty likely here that the police have listened to all of this and just gone, yeah, can't really make heads nor tails of this. They're probably... Okay, well, we'll let it play out because I think it maybe states something. But quite clearly, this is very difficult. This is a very difficult situation to untangle. And I doubt that there's enough here to justify taking further action, right?
May 25th, he was contacted by the victim for a phone charger cord. Which, this is bizarre. Why is there a detail of, like, charging a phone? But it's like, who had to charge their phone? That's kind of odd. But this is weird. The suspect and his girlfriend, whoever, went to the victim's house. The girlfriend stayed in her vehicle while the suspect went to the front door. The suspect stated he never went into the victim's home, but did sit in a chair on the deck. The victim was running in and out of the house doing stuff. The suspect stayed for about 30 minutes. Oh, wait. Okay, yeah, the 25th. All right. Wait.
Just read it,
Okay,
Colton. Shut up.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I don't care
Let me
about your
continue and I'll
confusion.
see if
Read the
there's
fucking
anything else.
report.
The suspect left. The following night, the incident night, okay, the suspect stated he stayed at his friend's house. The suspect dropped him off by however long. Okay. The suspect and the victim dated between March and June of 2016. The suspect stated he had never had sex with the victim, which is like, hold on, I need to find something. Hold on.
The BabsCon. Unfortunately, that record me and feature her as an artist. And
I don't have the clip. I'm sorry. I asked someone.
Hi,
to read it, but nobody
Nicholas.
got it. But I thought of the Chris Chan. There was no sex involving me in 2021. That's what I thought of. So yeah, I'm sorry. I tried to find it quick, but I couldn't.
If you want to do fucking memes like that, do a Desktop Andy stream. What is this fucking bullshit, man? Where's this guy? What is this dude set up as well? How has he got this all set up?
That's cringe.
No, listen, it's fine if he wants to weigh in and stuff, but he's kind of weighing in to, like, not really say anything substantive. I don't know. Just crack
Okay.
on, my lad.
Dislike, unsubscribe, kill yourselves. Okay, so the suspect stated. Okay, the suspect was adamant he never went to the victim's home the night of the incident. Okay, the night of the incident. So the 26th, the night after. I asked the suspect if he had the same phone now he had the night of the incident. He stated his phone broke a few weeks ago and he had a new phone. Since I could not check the GPS for the night of the incident, I asked the suspect if he was willing to voluntarily consent to a swab. The suspect stated yes. CSI took the sample from the suspect in the interview room. Interview with, then it's his girlfriend. And it's quick. The interview was conducted at Gwinnett County headquarters. The interview was audio and video recorded. The girlfriend stated she took the suspect to the victim's house. Night of the 26th. No. Best friend's house. Sorry. I fucked up. Best friend's house, night of the 26th. She dropped him off around 4 or 5 p.m. The girlfriend went to London that night with her aunt. American Werewolf in London. While she was gone, she talked with the suspect. He stated...
Right, so from the sounds of it then, he's got an alibi, right? I'm not going to pretend to know about police procedure, but I understand that if someone is able to give a substantive alibi, generally speaking, that will often... absolve of people. A police officer will see that as pretty conclusive, presuming there isn't lying and shit going on, right? Like if someone's like, I've got an alibi, and a third party says, oh, the alibi is da-da-da-da, and it kind of adds up, and generally speaking, that's pretty satisfactory for the police from what I understand.
That he stayed at his friend's house the whole night. So that's what he told his girlfriend. I feel like there's something I missed. Wasn't there... When I first went over this, I thought there was a part that said... There's another part that mentioned about... Oh, yeah, here. I'm sorry. Hold on. Okay, so a little above. Second paragraph. It ends with, the suspect stayed for about 30 minutes. Which, it seems like it's another weird change. So I don't know... Like, I don't know. It's like they're... Both of them... It's such a gray area. Because both of them have stuff that makes them seem like bad actors. And I feel like that's why the police... And looking over this a second time, I feel like I understand why the police didn't pursue it, but we get to the conclusion. I have reviewed the facts of the case and have determined there's no probable cause
Okay,
to
there we
make an
go.
arrest. Based on the conflicting stories given by the victim and the suspect, the corroborating alibi by the friend, and no known physical evidence to support the suspect was at the house the night of the incident, I am suspending the case. Per the documentation from the sane nurse, the victim did have bruising, but no evidence to support how she received those injuries other than the testimony she gave about the suspect raping her. That was weird, but I feel like if there are bruises... And here's another thing. The sexual assault kit was sent to the GBI for testing, and so was the swab kit. Until further evidence can be found, this case is suspended as of July 13, 2017. So where's the update? Like, the case was just closed at that point. Shouldn't there have been...
My guess is the case was closed. I mean, maybe it's one of those situations where a rape kit is sat and it's not been dealt with correctly. I know that does happen in the US, but it seems like there wasn't enough to go on to give the police probable cause to make an arrest. What's a sane nurse? That's the thing. What's a sane nurse exactly? Oh, sexual assault nurse examiner. Right, got it. Okay. A qualification for forensic nurses who receive special training to conduct sexual assault evidentiary exams. So the same nurse provided documentation that said the victim did have bruising, but no evidence to support how she received those injuries other than the testimony. So the same nurse is a person that, you know, is able to treat people that are saying they've been sexually assaulted. And this nurse, according to their documentation, stated that there wasn't evidence of how the bruising injuries were sustained, right? So that kind of works against the claim that they were AR'd. I think that's what I'm understanding here correctly. I guess the question mark would be what happened to this rape kit? Maybe that's going to lead to some further illumination. But I think overall what I'd say about this, whilst I think that there's, you know, it's possible the police could have done more perhaps, I don't think it's unreasonable to look at this and think the police are like, you know, like there seems to be like an alibi. But what I'm trying to say is the narrative that's been presented is the police are totally useless and haven't helped. Where I think that it's totally reasonable that the police have acted in the way that they've acted in this case. I don't think the police have really done anything substantively wrong beyond maybe not following up on the rape kit, right? But they've kind of interviewed relevant suspects. They have investigated it. They've looked into it. It's pretty clear that on the basis of what was presented, that there wasn't enough to justify an arrest. So why are we acting like the police are some terrible force that haven't helped the victim out when they've done an investigation and not found enough to arrest the person?
Like, the case was just closed at that point. Shouldn't there have been an update if there was something found from the rape? So this is interesting. It seems like Kai was telling the truth about going to the police and giving them a rape kit, but nothing came of it. I could be wrong, but do false accusers typically do rape kits? Because wouldn't that mean that they're basically cementing their fate as being seen as a liar? But I feel like, did the testing ever come back? I don't know. I should have streamed earlier. I'm curious
Is that
if they followed up asking about the testing. Well, it looks like they're it looks like I'm gonna have to call them. 30 minutes to deliver a charger. Lol, that seems odd too.
Yeah, I don't know if there's much more here, but I mean, yeah, I agree with the sentiment that, yeah, obviously doing a rape kit is an odd. It's not common for someone that's making a false allegation to go and do a rape kit. But yeah, it's a bit up in the air for me, really. Like, I'm kind of, I don't know what to make of it. I think that there's still a chance that there was a rape that happened, and that rape kit maybe hasn't been followed up, and it could prove something. But what I'm kind of against is this narrative that MamaMax had to make a video about it because the police have totally failed when they went to the police years ago, haven't followed it up. MamaMax hasn't followed it up, hasn't investigated it any further. He's just gone straight to making his artsy video about cults. And now we've got more information, and it seems like A, these allegations of pedo stuff in this case are not relevant, and B, it's not quite as cut and dry as the police didn't do anything or didn't help. They investigated it and didn't, in the moment, find probable cause to make an arrest. The only thing that maybe they haven't done is followed up this rape kit. But obviously, you know, I don't know about that one way or another.
I agree with Keemstar, by the way. I think Camden and Kai should both study John Lennon's Imagine. That's what I was going to start this live on Twitch. But it mentions child abuse, but from
yeah,
someone else being a grandfather. So maybe that's what they were referencing here with these records, which I don't.
Are you willing to apologize to the archaic Wolfpack community? Well, my take on this has been, I can't tell whether something happened or not. There's claims of like police misconduct, not doing it correctly. There's claims that like things weren't followed up. which maybe is true for the rape kit. Like a lot of MamaMax's kind of narrative on this and narrative of the victims, you know, is kind of a bit debunked, I think, by the existence of this police report, because it shows that the police did investigate it. Maybe they didn't follow up on the rape kit, but they weren't able to find enough probable cause to arrest the guy, which is, you know, for all I know, it did happen, but there wasn't enough evidence at the time for the police to take action, which is the unfortunate reality of some genuine rapes that do happen. But yeah, I mean, MamaMax has gone kind of radio silent on this, from what I understand. You know, I think that he took totally the wrong angle with which to tackle this, rather than actually take time and effort to investigate the story, which he would do if he actually cared about victims and shit like that. You know, he would have found some of this information out and could have presented it in a much kind of fairer, reasonable fashion. But didn't, made some shitty video, tried to stir up drama by going after Moist Critical in the thumbnail. And now here we are, weeks later, he's kind of sunk into the background. And now other people are doing what he should have done in the first place, which is going to the police and finding the reports about it. You know, there's claims here of like 50 to 60 people. They're now claiming 100 people were victimized by this person. You've got Kai and Spencer, who are the people that have come out with their faces and said it. Beyond that, you've then got, you know, these two other pixelated people that have spoken about it. Who knows what their take on it is or if they've got something to say. Yeah. And I don't think MamaMax has gone live to talk about this. What he has done is he's changed the thumbnail of this video again to be about Sniper Wolf. But like, where's the follow-up? Where's the further information? Where's you know, MamaMax hot on the case, trying to track this down? It feels like he's just kind of put this video out for content's sake and then fucked off and just, you know, like, what is going to happen off the back of this? We are real. Hashtag we are real.
Serves as their scream for action against their perpetrator. Camden Jerome.
I mean, what is this? What is this? We will... Like, it's so quick, I don't even know what they're trying to say about him here. Yeah, this is MamaMax. This is the guy. There's videos about it on my channel if you want to know the kind of lead up to this. There's a possibility he will use anonymous accounts on various internet forums to spread rumors or false information about victims or filmmakers. He may attempt to engage drama-oriented media sources, leveraging their platform to spin a narrative in his favor. But he's not done any of this. He's not even spoken out about this shit, has he? Like, why is this so quick fire? Why not just lay it out plainly so people can understand what's going on? He has a history of spreading disinformation to deflect from allegations against him. He may resort to legal threats as a method to suppress this story and silence victims. According to multiple sources, he is implicated in criminal activities affecting minors. It's not uncommon for figures like him to accuse detractors of slander and attempt to shift the narrative. This individual could potentially use his charisma and persuasive tactics to turn the public against this video and its creators. There's a possibility that we'll use social media and other platforms to discredit us or make counterclaims to confuse the public. Document his actions, send them to us. Thank you for reading. At the end of all of this, I intend to interview you. I want to understand your childhood. What? MamaMax wants to interview the guy.
Camden Gerard Davis. Leviathans are coming for you.
So human trafficking, children are in danger, the actual substantive evidence we got of anything beyond the testimony of the people is that he allegedly tried to rape someone in 2017. He allegedly raped someone in 2017. And the police could not find probable cause or enough evidence to follow it up further. The only question mark is this rape kit that apparently allegedly was never followed up. Yeah. I don't know. What else is there? And like, why is there the resistance to work with the cops when the cops seemingly have taken at least some steps to investigate this and you know, not been able to take it further? Oh my God. Anyway, this is the problem, isn't it? Is everyone's now moved on to the new discourse, so this just gets forgotten. And I feel like people are going to forget the fact that MamaMax kicked up this big stink and accused this guy of all these crimes. And there's no evidence that has been found so far to back it up beyond him allegedly raping someone when they were an adult. No evidence of pedophilia, no evidence of any reporting of any crimes against minors, nothing. Based purely on the testimony of people that seemingly want a lot of attention. Not like, you know, where's the outcome from this? Where's the fucking output? Like, don't let people forget that the output of this has been nothing. Nothing. Just a bunch of fucking bullshit drama. You know, this guy talks about caring about victims and stuff like that. Where's the arrest? Where's the guy getting taken off the streets to deal with this? Where's that happening? It just seems like it's kicked up a bunch of drama about some random black guy who's pretending to be a werewolf that allegedly raped someone in 2017. And that's it, isn't it? The outcome is in MamaMax's AdSense and Patreon. That's what it comes down to. But he's painted this idea that he's out to help victims and things are going to be resolved and sorted and solved and no one's ever any further forward. You know, and his investigative stuff here is so lackluster. He wasn't even able to find the fact that this guy apparently has got some recent driving charge that someone was able to find by looking it up on Google. So yeah. Just unfortunate that people do crazy shit, and then because the drama thing moves on, people forget about it, and no one is ever really held to account for anything. And my guess is this is going to quietly sink back into the background. Give it a couple of months, and I'm sure MamaMax will be you know, I'm sure MamaMax will be back at the forefront with some new tall tale for everyone to get in drama about, and he'll be badgering the bigger creators. It's his whole shtick. He's done it time and time and time again. So, you know, I'm still open-minded. I'm not saying that there isn't a chance there's more to this story that's going to come out. But it's been weeks. Nothing's happened. Camden Gerard Davis, nothing's happened to him. He's just got a bit of shit online. And that's about it as far as I can tell. But yeah, unless something else happens, I guess this is probably my conclusion to having covered this. This puts a nice little dot at the end of the story for me, I guess.